Hello, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. It's Attaya with Simone, and I'm so happy that you're here to drink some tea with me. So, today we're just going to talk a little bit about something called a sabbatical, a break. Woo! And you hear me? So, just going to talk about the basics, right? We're not going to go deep. We're not going to deep dive. We're just going to do a 101. So, what is a sabbatical? A sabbatical to me, right, is a break that one takes from their academic, work, or life duties. Wow. It can be however long you need, but it needs to be a lengthy amount of time that you can take to restore, heal, and get well. So I would say at minimum, a sabbatical should be 3 months. 2, at the least, or the most, I don't know, a year. Mine was a year. I think that's the perfect length. And that's the amount of time that, like, if you were a tenured professor or a doctor, that they would give you about a year to get your little groove back, get it all in order. So, Attaya, today we're going to talk about a sabbatical. So, you're probably like, a sabbatical, a break that sounds like a vacation, maybe a long vacation. But no, a sabbatical usually is paid. It's usually bartered with your company or your school, your university, to help you get back in own zen, 100% on your grind, 100% there, Oftentimes, people are allowed sabbaticals so that they can learn other skills or just kind of figure out how to recenter themselves in their purpose. For me, I took a sabbatical to just get mentally well, to get strong, and to get clear about my purpose. For a long time, I was striving to be an emblem or a prototype that was not genetic or true to me. So I just needed some time away from the rush and the bush of New York City, my hometown, and where I moved back to start my career, to kind of get real about my priorities and what makes me happy. And I just learned that what makes me happy is like being able to be free with my body, my time. And what I mean by my body is like being able to go swimming when I want, being able to go kayaking, being able to go see art when I please. I just really want to live my life. I don't want to survive, and I don't want to just push through the capitalist system, even though I love it because it promotes free market and innovation. I think that I just don't want to become enslaved to benefits and amenities. So, that's not what this is about. This is about a sabbatical. So, the difference between a sabbatical and a vacation is usually paid time off, PTO, that's earned through your work. And it's normally about 2 weeks, given the 52 weeks you work a year. I'm just really not interested in working a 9 to 5. I've never been interested in working a 9 to 5. However, I've had to because I was not born into wealth. And I have not become upon an idea that's made me wealthy yet. So, I think for me, my priority really has been social impact, which is the point of my channel and the point of all my my digital social endeavors. I just want to promote wellness, and I want to promote a different way of living. So sabbaticals do that. I think in this economy, we all need a break. We all need some time to just sit back with ourselves, disconnect from the computers, disconnect from the phones, disconnect from the timeline, disconnect from the news. Biden won, right? Most people feel free. Some don't. Now, some people are going to feel like they really need a break from reality because now Trump is not in office. So it's important that you just know where your balance lies and what you need. Whether that is that you have children, no children, dogs, a very high earning job, where you're just like, my bills are too high. How the hell am I going to take a year break from working? Like, how am I going to save that kind of money? And those are things that I want to talk about. So just leave your questions below, and I will let you know all the ins and outs of how I took my sabbatical, maybe how you should take a sabbatical, and what are the best ways to get ready for a sabbatical, right? And so again, a sabbatical is a break from work, your lifestyle duties, your normal lifestyle, and even maybe your hometown for a year, just to get right within, get right with your clarity, your purpose, and get clear on who you are and clear on where you want to go with your life. So just understand that a sabbatical is a long-term break, and it's usually bartered with your workplace or your school place so that you are still supported in your normal life bills and utilities. We don't need you to be homeless. We just need you to be well, but still firmly rooted. So it's just like, think about if you need a break. Think about if your job would extend that offer to you. Just maybe work part-time for 6 months. And before you do that, work overtime for 6 months so that you can save 6 months of expenses and maybe more so you can travel. Or maybe so you can move and rent a house somewhere else or do a house exchange. So basically, sabbatical is time you take away from your normal routine of life to renew your mind, to renew your soul, to renew your spirit so that you can get realigned and move full throttle, thrive with your purpose, and be well. But you want to be able to sip that tea and talk with your people till you're old and gray. I didn't even tell you guys what was in my teapot. So this is a pot of Tulsi, ashwagandha, and rose petals. I like to drop a little, a Ricola in my teapot. It adds the honey, sweetness, and it also has an additional 21 herbs. So it's just like herbal deliciousness. Build that immune system against the Rona. Sabbatical. So I just want you guys to leave your questions below about sabbaticals. Let me know what your questions are. I'm just going to give you a little bit more background about how I took my sabbatical. So in the year of 2019, I moved to Brooklyn, which was like a mini sabbatical from my hometown of Harlem. I just really wanted to have some space between home and kind of live in a space that was still New York City, but that was unfamiliar to me because I had spent time between families' homes and my own apartments in Harlem and up a little bit further up. And I just needed time away just to figure out where I wanted to be because I had spent a lot of time trying to prove myself to be smart, prove myself to be capable, prove myself to be something when I really wasn't creative. I really was an artist, and I really was someone who just wanted to communicate in ways other than academic speak. So now, my year in Florida, I came back to my hometown of my grandfather's side. I also went to college here, so a lot of people thought maybe I was chasing on collegiate years, but I'm not. I just wanted to move somewhere unfamiliar but familiar. I didn't want to have to reacquaint myself with a whole new environment. I understand how people work here. I know where everything is. And I have family close enough so that if an emergency popped off, I would be good. But for me, I chose somewhere tropical because I needed the sun. I needed to be able to do more outdoorsy things, and I love water. So I've spent a lot of my time going to beaches. Not too many times. I go to the beach maybe once a month. And during hurricane season, I didn't really go at all because I didn't know what it would look like, and I didn't want to get caught out there. However, I've spent a lot of time in my yard. At one point, I had a garden, and I spent a lot of time cooking. So this year, I've become very clear on the things that I love to do, the things that I find to be important. I love beautifying myself, but the whole time I'm like, this is a waste of time, this is a waste of time, this is a waste of time. But I ain't gonna get on YouTube. I gotta be kind of cute. So I'm just saying, I've really become clear about what I find to be important, and the type of people I want around me, and clear about how I want to show myself to the world. I used to want to be prim, proper, or perfect, and now I'm just I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna look like me, and I'm gonna sound like me. So with that said, this is Attaya with Simone. And this is my second video. I'm going to start coming back to you guys weekly because I'm going to be consistent next week. Next week I'm probably going to talk about, Black motherhood and what the clash is between mothers and daughters. Why is it that mothers and daughters fall apart and Black mothers and daughters, even white mothers and daughters, can't really get it together? What is going on there? How do we fix it, and how do we change that relationship for the future?